Hey everybody, just got myself a Silhouette Cameo 4 machine, as you probably saw my bench update last week, and finally got out of the box yesterday, fooled around with a few hours, and figured out how to create some canopy masks for the kit I'm building, which is the beautiful Canopy semi-set scale F14A. Who doesn't like a tomcat, right? So this scale, I'm not going to mask up the canopy myself, it's way too small, so why not use my machine like I bought it for and create some masks. So I'm going to go over simply high level my settings, share them with you and show you how I print them out, because to be honest with you, when I looked into this past couple of weeks, I couldn't find many videos to show this, and had to go online and find some settings information, I will put links below of firstly where I get the Oramask 810 masking stuff from in the US, which is kind of hard to find, and also I'll put a link to a really good Facebook group which is related to the using these machines and creating masks, which help me with some of the settings, some of the posts on there. So I'll put links below. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get started and show you kind of how I design and print out these masks.
Okay, so here we are in the Silhouette Studio, which you just download from the website for the basic version. I'm just going to open my file, so you can get your canopy mask, whether you just scan one in, copy it, or you just go to a website and just get it from there and download the image and simply just paste it into, or open it up into my workbook. So here's a 12 by 12 mat, which replicates the real mat, and each square there is a big square is a centimeter, each small square is 5 millimeters. So I'm just going to put it into the top corner to start with, and as you can see here, finally got there. I'm just going to go on the right on the toolbar and click the trace icon, which looks like a piece of toast. And you can see there, trace. I'm just click trace area, and I'm going to trace around the whole object. And here's the thing, go to outline, and see that threshold? That's where you got to tweak that to actually see the lines. I didn't realize that, and I spent a lot of time trying to figure this out. So once you see the lines visible, I hear I'm 62%. You're basically just tweaking that bar until you get it, and then that shows the lines which we can trace out. And then from there, hit trace outer edge. Sorry, just trace, and then pull it across, and you can see we've traced the lines. So at this point, we can just delete the Eduard mask there, and we have our lines. So next thing I'm gonna do here is resize it. So I did measure my canopy, and I know that the front windscreen is 1.2 centimeters high. So I'm basically just on here, each square, again, little square is 5 mil. I'm just basically making it to scale to match like what the actual canopy is. This can be a little bit trial and error here. And once I've done that, you can see I've clicked on it, and you can see all the little dots, all the different vectors. What I'm doing now is I'm just literally deleting all the excessive ones. I don't want the wheels, so I'm deleting all the wheels. More cuts obviously going to make this thing a little bit more difficult to do. So I'm going through and just holding down delete, deleting the number at the bottom and each of the wheels, as you can see, going through each one. And also you can see there's 2 lines for each. I think that's just because there's a pretty big line on the mask when we scanned it in, so somehow it's put us 2 lines, thick lines, which we don't want to cut 2. So once we got rid of all the wheels here, we're going to go ahead and delete the inner line here on each of the canopy masks. Now this isn't sped up, this is real time. So you see how quick it is. You just basically click on a line, hold down delete, and it'll delete all those points. So you see there, deleting all the inner lines, because we don't want 2 cuts, we just want 1 cut for the actual mask. Again, just simply clicking on it, deleting them all, and simple as that. It's going through each one and make sure we just have 1 line for each of the sections of canopy mask. As you can see there, I messed up and deleted the wrong line, so just undo a couple of times, and then just again, I think I did the wrong one again, and keep hitting on the outside, not the inside line. So again, just undo back to where I was, and I'm just going to delete the inner line. And there we go. We're pretty much done. See how that's real time. Couple of minutes, we're done. And if I go out of this, which I will in a minute, you'll see the actual lines, the cut lines. Now it does have a square around this. You can see if you don't have a square around it, I suggest you do a square just so you can cut it out in the box. And you see we have the 3 in the middle, which is the windscreen, and then we have the other ones on the side. Again, just measuring here using the ruler, just to make it sure it's the 12mm high. If you look on the right hand side of the screen, that's where the ruler is, and my line's kind of matching up with that one, the millimeters down the side there. So there we go. Now I'm going to zoom out, and I want to push it across on the cutting mat. I've already got stuff cut out on my masks, some other stuff, projects already done, so I want to push it on the right hand side. So I'm just going to move it across, just drag and drop it on the right side of the mat. And you'll find out later that actually I forgot, but I actually did have a cut there already, so I could cut over it. So when you actually see it come out of the machine later on, it's actually on the left side, lower down. I did have to recut it, did a lot of editing there, so I did actually recut over something else. So yeah, just find an empty space on your mat, on your vinyl, and just drop it. Okay, so you can hit send at the top, and it brings up the menu here, and we want to select material. There's different types of vinyl. I've set my custom one up, which I'm using Oramask 810. Which is a type of vinyl, and Oramask is a company, Oramask. So you're just going to hit there, create new, and add new material type, and you're just going to type in R810, and you're going to save your settings. I'll show settings in a little bit what I've saved as, and so you can replicate. So here's a printer. I have 2 daughters. I have a nice pink colored one here. Well, not printer, it's the Cameo machine, cutting machine, CNM machine, whatever it is. And you see I'm using Oramask 810. Again, I'm going to put a link below where you can buy it from. It's pretty readily available in the UK. US, I can only find one place. Actually, it has a pretty good service and cheap price as well. So you can see, I'm just going to feed it into the machine. And back here, and there's my settings. You can see the blade depth set to 3. I've got 1 for pass, 2 for force, and 1 for speed. So then it's going to hit send. It's going to feed it in. And you can see there my previous attempts and previous marks I cut. And I'm cutting... Per parallel editing, I'm actually just cutting a little bit below there. Again, I cut top right and realized I was cutting over something. So here's real time, it's cutting it, and then we'll speed up in a minute. So it's just going to cut very accurately your lines. You can see it just feeds it in. And I'm having a problem getting my Bluetooth connected on this one too. So you can see I've got a cable kind of dragging across the room there, plugging it in. Hopefully get the Bluetooth working, so I'll just do it wirelessly. It's just printing away. And you see I sped it up and cut a little bit, and then there we go, kick it out. It takes about 2 minutes to cut it in real time. And you can see the mask. Let me see how it cut it. It's kind of hard to see maybe on the camera, but you can see where it's cut. And what I'll do is I'll take a tool and peel a little bit back so you can actually see the actual mask itself. So that's the center of the windscreen. There you go. You can see the mask as I'm peeling it back. And there we go. It's all cut out and hopefully to size. If it's slightly out, then it's easy. Just resize it on the computer and just reprint it.
So there we go. What, 5 minutes maybe? Obviously, a little bit steep learning curve. Hopefully this video will help you with that, some of the settings. But I fooled around yesterday afternoon cutting vinyl, and most of them would rip the mat or cut it or made terrible mistakes. Finally got the hang of it, really to the settings. Showed the settings in the video there, and got those from, again, the Facebook group, which I could put below, which is really helpful in learning how to use this thing and cut the masks. So yeah, my first ever attempt. We'll see how to go. If you on my Patreon, you'll see my build videos every week, and you'll see my updates on how we're getting on with this and how the masking works. But it's the same materials a lot of the other manufacturers use. You can use the Cameo masking sheets if you want to. I just bought this stuff and thought, why not try it? Now it does have an expiry date on this type of vinyl. I think after 6 months to a year, if you cut it, it starts misshape. It'll get a little bit shrink, I think, once it's cut. So just bear that in mind as well. But yeah, hopefully you found that video interesting. Now, I know people ask, why not the Cricut machine? Cricut have a huge marketing campaign. They're all over, on all the stores, Michael's and Hobby Lobby and all the stores, and you see them everywhere, all over the internet. Silhouette, you don't really hear so much. Again, it's all a marketing thing. Again, going back to the Facebook group and doing a lot of research, I almost bought a Cricut machine, actually a little bit cheaper, but I just found people said that this machine I bought was a little bit better designed for what we do in terms of scale modeling. You can a lot more settings, changes you can do, settings you can make, and just really an all-round better for what I need. Also the software. This has really good software. I did pay to upgrade it to the designer version, so you can import SVG files and a bunch of other stuff. Now that wasn't very expensive. It's a one-time fee, $50, but it's often reduced in price. Now on Labor Day, I picked it up for $25, half price. So any holiday periods, check it out online. You'll get a discounted rate. So $25, which I thought wasn't a bad price. One-time fee, the whole life of the software there. Now that software is pretty good compared to the Cricut machine, which is more of a basic kind of easy to use software, but you can't do nearly as much stuff as you can with the Silhouette software, and also it's cloud-based, so you need to be hooked up to the internet to use that. Whereas this is my one is on my PC, so I can use it anytime. Now, another thing to note is too, as you probably saw, I don't know if I mentioned earlier in the video, but I can't get a Bluetooth to connect very well on that machine. So that's why it's kind of strung across on a cable across the room. At some point, hopefully, I can get the Bluetooth connected to my PC and then just print wirelessly, make it a little bit easier too. But yeah, short, sweet little video. Hopefully you found this one interesting, especially if you're thinking about doing similar to me. Like I said, I went through the internet, didn't find many videos about this at all, and definitely not one video to show the whole process with all the settings like I did today. So thank you. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. I'll be back next time with a whole new video. And yeah, in the meantime, enjoy modeling and have a great time. I'll see you next time. Bye.